Welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're coming from. I'd like to welcome those who have been with us for the last few weeks. Welcome back. And those who are joining us for the first time, welcome to the webinar series, Embracing Change. Today, we have a true gift all the way from Mangalore, India, one of my masters, dear friends, an incredible Ayurvedic and functional medicine doctor, who today will take what we spoke about in terms of communication, relationships, family dynamics, and homeschooling to go back to the fundamental, which is your state of being. We will learn from him tools on how to improve our energy levels, our presence and engagement, calmness and centeredness within, and lastly but not least, to learn how to show up without imposition, expectation, and judgment. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dr. D to lead this webinar. Thank you. Welcome, Doctor.
Namaste. Good afternoon. Where I am, it is afternoon 1:30. I'm a doctor in Indian medicine, and at this time of COVID-19, I am in one of the 6th wall of defense for the Indian government COVID-19 tackling program. Few of you are saying hi. So today is the topic is practices. What all the practices to improve our immune system? So first I want to make a clear point here. Even if the lockdown is open, it is relaxed a little bit in anywhere you are. Don't take it for granted, especially if you are above the age of 60, or if you have somebody at home who are above the age of 60, 65, and below the age of 3 to 5. So or somebody who are taking cancer treatments or who are in dialysis, whose immunity is bit down, bit low. So today's topic is very important because the next 6 months to 8 months, how much we are going to improve our immunity, that is going to straight away make sure that we are alive. I don't want to frighten you. At the same time, I want you to understand the reality. How to improve the immunity in a simple, basic way. See, people think immunity means taking all the over-the-counter supplements, or some people think specialized supplements or eating, because most of the time when we get the questions, people talk about eating and food, that's all. You'll be surprised, during this lockdown 1 month to 1.5 month time, on an average, people have gained 3 kilos to 7 kilos. Yesterday, I consulted 2 of my old clients, and they say they have gained 7 to 9 kilos in their family, 7 kilos. So is it because lockdown, people are sitting at home, they are eating so much or too much? Not exactly. See, many a times our emotional tackling. So just imagine all the people at home at the same time, 24/7, during a period of 30 days to 50 days. It never happened. Most of the time, we were trying to escape the reality with being busy in our office work, being busy with being busy many a times. So now as the time which has come where we have to face the reality, we are not able to escape from the reality. So this is an emotional burden which is making many people to overeat, or let us say overeat in the sense we are compensating our emotional baggage with our eating. So what is the first line of defense or first way how we improve our immune system is going to be feasting and fasting. We can do the feasting, but what we are going to feast, that we have to be very particularly careful. Fasting. Fasting is the best way to improve our immunity. Fast. In 2016, Japanese doctor got a Nobel Prize on philosophy, Nobel Prize on physiology, just by doing some basic researches on the fasting. In Indian system of medicine, Langana Paramaushyatam. Langanam in the sense empty, leaving the stomach empty for more than 12 hours is Langana, that is fasting. Every religion in the world, they use fasting as a tool. Every religion. Christianity, Easter fasting. Muslims, Ramadan fasting. In Hindus, every month there are 3 to 4 days of fasting. And Jain and Buddhist fasting is the only way to worship the God. So fasting is part and parcel of our living. Fasting, even intermittent fasting, it can tremendously improve our health. So how to do the fasting? Basically, why the fasting or how the fasting helps. In Indian language, fasting means upavasa. Upavasa means living near to God. That's it. So fasting takes us, our subconscious and the conscious mind, to the level, to the extent where our consciousness works in a different plane. See, in cardiac ward and cancer wards in hospital, when we were in medical school, when we are taken for rounds, unfortunately, it may sound inhuman when I talk about it. But our specialist doctors, in the ward, they will tell us separately, of course, not in front of the patient, this may not survive, this may survive. This patient, I'm talking about 25 years, 27 years back when the cancer treatment was not that advanced. And surprisingly, after 1 week, 2 weeks, when we go again for the rounds, many a times we have seen miraculous differences where the doctor thought this person may not survive, will be wishing us, good morning, doctor, how are you? The patient whom our senior dean or the senior doctor thought will not survive will be waving at us and asking us how we are. And there are patients whom medically or from the experience what we thought that person should be surviving and even I would say thriving was not. What was the thing which was involved in that? Many a times it is the mental immunity which was involved. That mental immunity which decided I am going to live. Of course, among us we have live examples among us like Faisal, who fought against the tide and won. So fasting is very important in improving our physical immunity. That is what for which the Nobel Prize was awarded in 2016. And fasting is also important in improving our mental immunity. Again, basically, how to do the fasting? Start with juice fasting if you want to, but hydrate yourself very well. Go for fresh organic fruits, juices or fruits by itself. And if you are doing religious fasting, please follow those rules. Don't take these rules. If you want to follow medical fasting rules, the rules are very, very simple. Every week or once in 10 days, we have to leave our stomach empty for 12 to 15 hours. I'm not talking about the night sleeping time. I'm talking about in the daytime. If you can leave 12 to, for example, tonight you had the dinner. If you can avoid, or if you can have a very light fruit breakfast and then no lunch and no dinner, and then if you can have the next day breakfast, that will be perfect fasting. If you can go for it, go for the vegetables and fruits in its original form. That will help us. If you're doing the religious fasting, when you're breaking the fast, what you have to do is go for the rose water, and then go for some dried fruits, and then go for fresh fruits, and then you can go for porridge, and then shift it to high protein. Not straight away breaking the fast with chicken or something like that. When we do the fasting, what will happen? If we do the fasting perfectly or correctly, what will happen? What is expected? I've heard, even yesterday I was consulting somebody, and that person said to me, "Doctor, I was doing very well. After the fasting after I started the fasting, I'm facing three things. My sweat smells very bad. I'm getting some skin rashes on me. My mouth smells bad. Even my breath is smelling bad. I'm getting a thick coating on the tongue. Why is it all these things are happening after I started fasting?" That is what's supposed to happen. When we are cleaning our house, mopping or sweeping, what happens? We are clearing away the dirt, and we are throwing it away in the dustbin. Same way, when we are doing the fasting, our system starts cleansing. Each and every cell of our body starts cleansing. Cellular level, tissue level, organ-wise. When you are doing the fasting, liver is getting cleansed. When the liver is getting cleansed, of course, you are going to have a thick coating on your tongue. When you are doing the fasting, your sweat is going to smell very badly because your kidney is cleansing, and your subcutaneous tissues, below the skin tissues, are also cleansing. So body is eliminating left, right, and center. That's what we call it. So when you are fasting, your body will eliminate all the toxins from the body. So your pee will be muddy color. When you go to toilet, it will smell very badly. For some people, there may be flatulence and there may be belching. Some people during the fasting, especially in the beginning of the fasting, first time or second time they do the fasting, they will be feeling a bloated sensation. All these are part of the cleansing. Fasting is the best way to cure. And feasting. Say, I can't do fasting. Some people say, I can't do fasting. How do I improve my immunity without fasting, with eating? Say, I would say the feasting is possible, or cleaning of the body is possible by, first thing is, try to eat more pro or prebiotic type of food. The best cleaning food in the world, I would say, in vegetables is artichoke. It cleanses you very well. Even legumes as well, even the sweet potato and yam. These two vegetables bring such a balance, especially in women, especially if they are having hormonal imbalance problems, because our immune system is not strong enough to suddenly change it to the hormonal imbalances of the body. The yam and the sweet potato, it cleanses our system. If you are diabetic, if you have high blood pressure, if you are having hormonal imbalances, all these things, same remedy. Yam, sweet potato, garlic, ginger, turmeric, these five. The turmeric, especially the turmeric. Many people ask me, turmeric, the curcumin in that turmeric, which is very effective for anti-cancerous, antibody formation. Yes, it is true, but there are specific methods to have that. For example, if you want an antibiotic effect, the turmeric, ginger, all these things, even if you boil it or make it a juice and have it, it will be effective. But if you want to have the antibody effect, or if you want to have an antibiotic effect in your body, it needs to be with some form of fat. That's the reason turmeric powder in Indian cooking, or many of these cookings, turmeric powder is used while seasoning it with coconut oil or any oil or ghee, clarified butter. So specific methods to use it is there. We will be giving you in every week for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Faisal has planned to send notes from us as doctors. So we will send you those notes. In that audio or video or podcast or some other method, you will get it. So food-wise, I have enough talked about it. But basically to say, fresh fruits of the season, which will dramatically improve the immune system. Mangoes, for example, the mango season has started. There are hacks, we call it jugaad. The hacks we use For example, the same mango or almonds, both of these, mango and almonds, instead of using it directly, if you soak the mango for 4 hours, minimum 2 hours, minimum as 30 minutes. 30 minutes to 4 hours, if you soak the mango in water and then wash it and then use it, the benefits of mango is multiplied. When it's soaked in the water seeps through into the mango. That's like it. And it dilutes certain enzymes in nature, which helps in improving the immunity. For example, the almonds or cashew nut, it is very effective in improving the immunity. But straight away, it is not effective. If you are going to eat roasted almonds, it's not that effective. If you are going to eat salted almonds, it's not going to be effective. Instead, if you are going to soak the almonds or cashew overnight, I think Dr. D also the other day he explained about it. When you soak it in the water for overnight and the next day morning, first thing in the morning after drinking some water, if you have the almonds or these cashews, they are multiplied way disinfecting. The proteins and amino acids are much more easily absorbable form. Again, in the food factor, probiotic yogurt, slightly fermented food like tofu, tempeh, they are very effective. Kimchi, all these are very effective in improving your gut flora. The gut flora decides our mood. It's proven in the laboratory. It's not a Bowerland points. These are proven in the laboratory. The gut flora is so important to decide how we are going to have interpersonal relationship and personal relationship within us. So the food, the fasting and the feasting area, if I talk about it, I can keep talking for another 6 hours. So outline I have given you, that is good enough. So the next is during the fasting, whenever, once in 10 days, even if once in 10 days if you're doing fasting, you also have to do mental fasting. During the fasting, if you're just avoiding the food and sleeping through the day, it's not going to be much effect. That's the reason traditionally religious fastings were involved with the prayers. If you believe in God, do the prayers, it's good. Or try meditation or listening to music, as simple as that. Listening to music also helps that. And then I will talk more about it when journaling area comes to it. So fasting and feasting should be done judiciously. Then we can harvest the benefits of tremendously improving the immune system, boosting the immune system. If there are questions, you can keep putting through the questions in this regarding this topic, and I will continue with the next topic, next point. Next point is that. Journaling. You would have heard about journaling. They write some people are nowadays, I see people, especially my daughter, her age group, they do journal on their phone. I don't know, I'm old school still. So journaling means what? Is it like whatever we feel, we write it on it? Or is it we are writing our goals for our future? How the journaling can improve our immune system? See, we call it the journaling in this way. Reverse control method. Like whenever we are loading or we are bottling the emotions in our mind, that in turn keeps pestering our subconscious mind. This pestering of subconscious mind, when we can't purge our emotion outside, we are bottling and keeping it because of maybe circumstances or because of our nature. Sometimes it may be circumstances. You're angry with your boss, but you can't show it to your boss. Or you may be angry with your family or relations in your relationship, or you are not happy with it, but sometimes you may not be able to express it. But any bottling of emotion, certainly it is going to eat away from inside. Which organ it eats away, it depends on your how weak that organ is. For some people, when they are stressed, they get headache. Some other people, when they are stressed, their digestive system is disturbed, irritable bowel syndrome. For some people, when they get irritated or angry, their neck is getting painful, they are getting twitching in the neck muscles. Some people, it affects the heart. For some people, if they are predisposing factors for cancer, the stress affects that organ which is weak. For some people, it leads to diabetes. So every person, the cause is same, bottling of the emotion. How or where it affects, it varies. So how the journaling is going to help. There are many, many, many methods of journaling. Dr. Sadegi's recent book is also about that, I believe. But I follow certain method. I'm going to give it as an exercise for you. If you have a paper and pen with you, we can try it now. Right now we can try it. See, all the points today we are going to discuss is nothing philosophical. Everything is practical, tested in laboratory, proven with the clinically. That is what I'm sharing with you. So let's take 3 minutes time. In that, the first 1 minute, sit in silence. Listening, it says sit in silence. Observe your own thought process. Observe your own thought process. Yes, observe your own thought process. I know some of you are getting thoughts from the past. Some are getting fear or worry about the future. No, it's okay. Let it go as a passing clouds. Just observe. Don't judge. Just observe. Now, if you have a paper and pen, or if you are a modern journalist, like a journaling person, like using a phone, whichever it is, write down 3 to 5 not so pleasant moments of your life from the past. You want to forget. You want to overcome and go. You want to surpass it and go away. 3 unpleasant things. From just these past 2 months, don't go back all your whole life. This past 2 months, 2 to 3 things have happened. Just write it down. Unpleasant moments. These are all for your eyes only. Immediately after this practice, you tear and throw away those things. So write boldly, truthfully for your own self. The next 2 minutes is for that. 2 minutes. Don't discuss. Just write. Your unpleasant moments in the past 2 to 3 months. What you faced, which you want to forget and go away. Write it down. Don't analyze it. Just write. In keywords, even in code words, you can write it down. Write down 2 or 3 unpleasant moments happened in this past 2 to 3 months, which you want to forget and go away, go across. Just write it down. Unpleasant moments of the past 2 months. Journaling is purging and also reinforcing. Purging the unwanted, unpleasant things and reinforcing the good things. Both the things are done in the purging. So now just write down a few unpleasant things of the past 2 months. We have 1 more minute. The things you wish to forget in life, or you don't want to face it again in life. Sorry. If you have finished writing, ideally speaking, 2 to 3 incidences you have tried. If you can't remember, you're blessed, you've already forgotten them, or you don't want to even write about it. That is the problem. We have to overcome that. You wrote already 4 to 5 problems in this past 2 months. You have to certainly develop the habit of journaling. Okay, now read it through again and again. 2 or 3 times. Read it, go through those unpleasant moments. Just go through it. Read it through, go through it. Now, close your eyes for 30 seconds. Just close your eyes. If you're not comfortable closing the eyes, keep staring at a single point in front of you. Maybe the edge of your phone. Just keep staring at it or keep your eyes closed. Now, command in your mind. Just mentally command your mind. Emphasis on the mind. I am much more than this incident. My mind is much more stronger than this incident. Even this type of incidents will pass. I have learned the lesson from that incident. Now I am just kicking it aside and going forward. I have learned the lessons from it. Don't ignore. When we ignore, it keeps happening to us again and again, the similar problem. Learn the lessons from it. You have learned the lesson, kick it away. You are going forward. Just tell it mentally. Reinforce it in the mind. Just by telling one time it's not going to happen. I will explain you how to do that. But the negative part of it, you have learned what you have to learn from it, and you have overcome it. You are crossing it. Yeah. Now, open your eyes. 3 more minutes time. Here, we are going to write a list of 5 to 10 things what we want in our life in the coming 2 to 3 months time. Pleasant things, what you would like to experience. If possible, 10 things, but just in code words. It can be as simple as I wish to have my mug of favorite coffee sitting at my favorite restaurant, looking at the beach. It can be as simple as that, or as big as I wish to get that project. Anything. Your desire, your will, your wish to look. You are looking forward to it. You have another 2 minutes time. 2 to 3 minutes time. Write it down. Write it down. The desires you wish to get fulfilled in your life in the next coming 2 to 3 months time. Write it down. Consciously think, write. You can be elaborate normally, but since I'm giving you only 3 minutes time, it's a sample of it. Elaborately how to do the same journaling, I will send you today. The Qineticare office will send you by mail. Desires, simple to most complex. It can be something you're giving, you're planning to give, or something to receive, blessings or gift, or to share a gift, anything. Or to get the promotion, or launch your business, or read a comics with your child, as simple as anything. Write it down. I know some people are feeling already, how come when the hurt I had to remember, you remembered it like this? But when I have to remember pleasant things, I'm not able to remember that fast. I know some of you are thinking about it. We are all animal of habits. We all are animal of habits. Whatever we train our subconscious mind or conscious mind to do, we will keep repeating. Somehow, many of us, or many of us, almost 95% of us, we remember the unpleasant things of life very easily. The pleasant, happy moments, a bit difficult. Some people even feel guilty to wish for something. The time is up, or if you want to take some more time, you can take another 30 seconds more. Okay. The perfect way of journaling this method is 3 to 5 minutes of writing down the unpleasant things, and then 10 to 15 minutes of writing pleasant things. Before this, we have to listen to music for 10 to 15 minutes or in silence, whichever you are comfortable. Some people are comfortable just being silent. Some people cannot sit in silence. They need some distraction. So no visual distraction, auditory distraction. So in future, when you do this type of journaling, I call this a shuffle journaling practice. This shuffle journaling practice, what you have to do is listen to 10 to 15 minutes of music and then write 3 to 5 minutes unpleasant things of the past 10 days or 2 months or 5 months, whatever it is. And then read it through 2 or 3 times. Tear the paper into pieces and throw it. Either burn it or flush it or keep it for some time and then later. But read it 2 times, don't save it afterwards. Throw it away. If it is in the phone, delete 2 times you read it and then delete it forever. And then again, if possible, listen for 10 minutes to 15 minutes of music. And then for the next 15 minutes, you have to write, journal, what you would like to do, what you would like to do, pleasant things, what you would like to experience, pleasant things in the next 2 to 3 months. Every 10 days once, you have to repeat this practice. Every 10 days once. This boosts our positivity, or looking at the brighter side of the life, or recognizing the things, happier things of life. It boosts tremendously, and that boosts our immune system, positive immune environment in our mind and in our body. Especially people with irritable bowel syndrome, people with hormonal imbalances, this practice is very, very effective. Also for the people who do not express their emotions that comfortably, or who keep, for whom the things are like, so for some people, why did my boss told this like this? Why my friend mentioned like this? Why? After the incident happens, it keeps nagging in the mind, subconscious mind, or even after they talk something to their friend, oh, I should have modified it like this. Why did they talk like that? Thinking back and nagging it in the mind again and again. To this, that reduces our immunity very bad. So this technique reinforces the mind to go for better immune system. So before I go to the third topic, I will come back and I will go back to answering 1 or 2 questions what I saw here. One question was, is the yogurt not inflammatory? It is subjective. For example, people who are allergic or sensitive to milk products, milk and milk products, yogurt will be inflammatory. But for the people who are not sensitive to milk products, especially the yogurt, in milk products itself, especially as per the Indian medicine, milk is inflammatory for most of the people, but not yogurt. Even people with allergies and inflammations in their body, specifically allergic to milk, many are not allergic to milk, yogurt or buttermilk, we call it, or diluted yogurt. Especially after removing the butter from the milk, if the yogurt is made with the milk, if you can make the homemade yogurt, in India most of us do. In some of the families, the yogurt continues for 2 centuries. 2 centuries uninterrupted. In certain Ayurvedic families, in Indian medicine families, uninterrupted, they keep uninterrupted. They keep giving it, continuing the yogurt. It's very, very effective. And about somebody asked a question about breastfeeding. Can we do breastfeeding during the fasting? Breastfeeding should never ever be interrupted. Ideally speaking, if you want to improve the immunity of the child, newborn child, 6 months minimum, 6 months of breastfeeding is very important. And I do not know exactly about the Muslim prayer laws or fasting laws exactly. In Indian system of fasting, even religious fasting, people who are breastfeeding, pregnant and breastfeeding, they are exempted with few bylaws. They can have certain specific one type of food like that. But I would suggest that before the fasting, if you are what you are eating, that also matters a lot. For example, cabbage. If you are eating a lot of cabbages, if you are eating a lot of almonds, the quality of the breast milk will be tremendously good. So the breastfeeding will not tire you, certainly. Even in the African countries, there are below poverty line people, despite their imbalanced nutritive value, what they are eating, breastfeeding does not tire them much. So the breastfeeding will not tire you. Breastfeeding is good during the fasting too. It's good. I hope I answered the question. Shall I? I hope I can go to the next question, next stage of our.
Keep going, doctor.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go on to the next topic.
Yes. Okay. About the next is visualization exercises. See, what we have to understand is, excuse me, 150%. 150%. 1 moment. So, sorry, my computer was playing something. So, see, as I explained before, our mind is much more powerful than what we think. Our mind decides in which area we are going to be strong, which area we are going to be weak. Everything is decided here in the mind. That mind is controlled by 2 things. One is conscious mind, second is subconscious mind, or deep conscious, unconscious. There are many usages in the system. But in Indian system of medicine, we call it subconscious and deep conscious mind. So these 2 things, the conscious and subconscious mind, decides how our life is going to face the situation. See, by doing yoga, breathing practice, visualization, the situations of life does not change. That is going to be the same. Your office problems are going to remain the same. Touch wood with the blessings of God. If it changes, it's fine. But how our mind tackles that situation changes based on the way we train our mind. So visualization technique, it is called Yoga Nidra. Our visualization technique is also biofeedback mechanism. It is also told. It's also said, in yoga, we have lots of visualization technique. Now, I will give you a demonstration of it. I hope many of you are not fasting now, because in this visualization technique, there is going to be one drinking a cup of coffee or something like that, it's going to be there. It's just a 3 minutes exercise I'm going to give you now. In this 3 minutes exercise, I will instruct something. You try to visualize what I am instructing. For example, if I ask you to remember you are standing on the beach with sand grains between your toes, I bet 50% of you can visualize. Others may not be able to visualize because have I noticed the sand grains between the toes? So I'm not going to give you such a complicated things. Simple things sense pleasures which we have experienced and enjoyed in our life. That I will explain you now. And if you can visualize it, observe that. Try that. Afterwards, I will tell you how it works on the mind. Okay? You can keep your eyes closed, or you can keep looking at me, or stare at a single immobile point near your phone or in your room. Best would be closed eyes. This practice, I'm going to do it for the next 3 minutes. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe in and breathe out a few times. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't control, don't alter your breathing. Just you're breathing in, breathing out, you are observing it. You're breathing in, you're breathing out, you're breathing in, you're breathing out. Just observe that. Be a witness to it. If you're not comfortable, closed eyes, open your eyes and stare at the potted plant beside me. Just keep staring at the potted plant, beautiful leaves. Keep staring at it. If you're comfortable, keep your eyes closed. Now, you are sitting at a beautiful beach. On the beach, there are few wooden chairs on the sand. You are sitting on one of those wooden chairs, staring at the sea. The roaring sound of the sea waves, you are listening to it. The roaring sound of the sea waves. There are chirping sounds of the birds nearby, you are listening to it. You're holding a mug, a ceramic mug, a big mug of ginger tea. The fragrance, strong fragrance of ginger is felt. You're inhaling the ginger fragrance. You're taking a sip of ginger tea. Feel the burst of taste, sharp taste of ginger in your tongue, on your tongue. There's a tinge of honey in the ginger tea. Feel the sharp taste of ginger and the mild, soothing taste of honey with the ginger tea. Big roaring waves are moving towards the beach. It's a bit frightening when you're looking at it. But by the time the waves reaches the shore, they dissipate to nothing. The wave water is coming so close to your foot. The waves are coming so close. Sometimes some of this wave, sea water is touching your foot. Feel that frothy water touch your foot. Slight chill water touching your foot. On the beach, there is a kid running and coming with a bunch of roses. It is dropping one rose to everybody sitting on the beach. throwing one rose to everybody sitting there and smiling and waving at you and going. You take that single rose. The rose flower is beautiful. You are touching the petals of the rose, so smooth. Feel the petals of the rose. Feel the beautiful blossom of the rose. Oh, unknowingly you got pricked with that thorn in the rose. On the stem of the rose there was a thorn. It pricks you. You just wipe it. And you are again touching the smooth petals of the rose. Now, slowly start counting from 10 to 1. Mention 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now rub your palms with each other. Rub it thoroughly. Make cup of your palm, keep it around your eye socket. Feel the warmth of your palm spreading to the eye socket. You know, the whole body will relax when we do relaxation techniques or meditation, but not the eyeballs. Even a sleeping child, if you look at the sleeping child, you will see the eyeballs keeps moving with the thought processes. So that is the reason we rub our palm, feel the warmth around the eye muscles, so the eye muscles relax a lot. So what visualization we did now, I hope you enjoyed it. 3 to 4 minutes we did it. This type of visualization can be done in both ways. One is my recordings or anybody's recordings you can use. It's all available at YouTube everywhere. And even the apps like Calm or Headspace, they also have a lot of Budify, so many apps. If you want, you can drop a mail to the Qineticare. I will send you an audio recording of a visualization which you can use. In the beginning, you can use others' instruction, but in due course, weekly once, if you can remember the last vacation you had to Paris or to Hong Kong or to Disneyland or to beach sites or to Koma Shambhala in Bali or anywhere. The last holiday, because it is fresh in our mind. So just look at even some photographs you took during those holidays and then close the phone. Make a note in a small piece of paper. I'm going to remember what food I had, which I enjoyed so much, or what sceneries I looked at, I enjoyed so much, or I will remember the boat ride I had there, or whatever you enjoyed, just or the yoga class I had, which I will remember. I'll remember a few things and then make a note of it, close it. Set the alarm in your phone for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and you will have to visualize one after one, closed eyes, sitting position. Don't lie down, then you may go to sleep, doze off. So sitting position, visualize one after one, whatever points you're not ready. If you forgot something, you can open your eyes and look at the point and go back. But visualize. Visualizing what you have experienced recently is much more better. Try to remember only the pleasant things of the trip. What argument you had with your partner during the trip, don't try to remember in that visualization. Visualization can be any method. This is very important. This is again training our subconscious mind to remember positive things happened in our life instead of again and again rolling with the negatives or bad things of our life in the subconscious mind. So this improves our immune system tremendously. We give this visualization technique in India in cancer patients, people who are suffering from immune suppressant or suppressed immunity related disorders. It's excellently we are using in menopause and post-perimenopausal women. It works wonderfully. In people who have the family history in Parkinson's disorders or any nervous system disorders, this type of visualization works wonderfully. Visualization also is used in certain times in, we call it completing the circle, completing or finishing a matter. Like somebody near people, somebody died in the family, we have not overcome that grieving. This visualization, visualizing the time you had, present time you had with that person, that grieving, if it is not complete, complete it with this visualization technique, it works tremendous. But you are not getting carried away in this visualization. You are deciding what all you're going to think, the pleasant things, make a list, and then do the visualization. So if you have some question, I will take, or I will go to the last part of the program, breathing exercise and certain yoga movements, which will help in improving the immune system or immunity.
There was a question from what best drink to sip during the day besides water to keep hydrated and for increasing immunity?
Sorry?
What's the best drink to sip during the day besides water to keep hydrated and to increase immunity?
Yes, good question, very good question. If you are lucky enough to be in some part of Asia, coconut water is a very good drink. Green tea is good, but not in tons. I'm seeing people drink mugs and like a gallon of green tea a day. That is not advisable. A small portion once or twice a day. Ginger water, lemon water, lime water, slice a lime, put it in the water and drink instead of drinking a normal water. And coconut water is very, very effective. And also diluted, very diluted vegetable juices we give as a mid-meal snack also, like beetroot juice and carrot juice. Very, very effective in improving the immunity. They are, as a drink if you ask, they are good. Or mid-snack, if you eat food like soaked almonds, it's very good. Fresh fruits as a mid-snack, if you can have it, that would be good. And diluted vegetable juices are quite effective. I hope I answered this question. Shall I go for the next?
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. We have 6 minutes left.
Most of us, 90% of the population, all of our stress goes to the neck and shoulder region. Neck and shoulder region are the region where all the nervous system passes through our spine. So, which leads to a lot of knotted feeling in this neck, in the side of the neck, painful knotted feeling on the shoulder, on these shoulders, on the back of the neck. Some people even get a tightness in the jaw. When they move the jaw, they feel the pain in the jaw. All these are typical signs of stress affecting this area. This is a prelude for reduced immunity. Reverse control method again. See, traditionally in India, or India and China, Buddhists and Hindu monks, they designed most of these yoga practices, breathing exercises. They did not design having a workshop. They were in the forest, they observed the animals, they observed the plants, they observed the other monks, they observed every living being there. Then they designed few of this. For example, they observed when a person is not stressful, very happy, very relaxed, very deeply relaxed, the breathing is slow and deep breathing in and very, very slow breathing out. Like a person with a big belly or snoring habit, you can notice when they are sleeping, you can keep a piece of paper on their belly. When they are sleeping, you can find the paper goes up and then while coming back down, it flutters. The breathing, when we are relaxed and deeply relaxed and happy, the breathing is slow and deep. When we are agitated, the breathing is quite fast. So when the people noticed it, the monks thought, why not we try the reverse control? Reverse control is, if I purposefully, slowly do deep breathing, will my mind and mood change? It worked. Then they noticed, if I connect this breathing with some movement, will my mind get deeply relaxed, and by which my system will become much more fresher, much more energetic. It worked. So there are few exercises, there are a lot of exercises, but in that few of it, I would say, one exercise you all know, sun salutation. If you want, I will send one of my sun salutation videos through the Qineticare, so you will get it in your inbox. It's a bit complex sun salutation. So if you are a beginner, don't jump into the sun salutation. First, go for this neck exercise. Now let's do that neck exercise with the breathing practice. It's very effective in reducing the neck strain, also effective in relaxing the central nervous system, also improves the quality of the sleep. All these are together work. All these together works on boosting our immune system. The first exercise is neck movements up and down exercise. Even if you have neck pain, you can do this. Do it slowly. I will demonstrate one time. You can do it together with me after you see the demonstration. And then I will demonstrate 2 more times so that with me you can observe me first. Up and down movement of the neck. Taking the head back as much as you can without pain. If it pains here, stop there. Don't push. Pain is an indicator something is wrong there. Don't push it. Don't fight with it. So as long as there is no pain, sitting position, back straight, take your head back, breathing in. Now, while breathing out, slowly take the head down. Doctor, my breath is not that long, so what should I do? Again, breathe in, it's okay. But in due course, you have to make sure the breathing in is slow and deep, breathing out is slow and deep. It correlates with our movement of our neck. Repeat it 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Ideally, 5 times we have to repeat. Now, we'll go to the next exercise in the neck. Tilting the head to the side base, ear towards the shoulder. Don't push. Don't push. As comfortably as you can go. Ideally, the ear should touch the shoulder. If it is not touching, don't fight with the shoulder or the neck. As comfortably as you can, push the neck to the side without pain. Breathe out and bend to the side. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, bend the neck to the head and neck to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. This is the best exercise to begin the day. Neck moves. You don't have to get out from the bed also. You don't have to get down from the bed. Sit on the bed and do this up and down. Ear towards the shoulder. Turning the head like a table fan. Chin towards the shoulder. Breathe in. Look front. Breathe out. Look to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. It's simple. 5 times. Up and down. Ear towards the shoulder. Slowly. Table fan by chin towards the shoulder. The last but not the least. Hang the hands freely. Breathing in. Raise the shoulders almost to the ear. Breathing out. Bring the shoulders down. Very slow. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very simple. So, and there is also very effective immune improving posture. You all are aware of it. Namaz posture. Sitting on namaz position in Muslim prayer position. It's called Bhajrasana in yoga. I know the time is coming to end. So I'll complete this with this very simple 4-point program. If you have any question, put it up. I will answer. if you can, if it is permitted to go for 10 more minutes, or put the questions. Qineticare will note it down and I will answer it and send it as a video, which can be shared among our clients, among other people. Thank you very much for participating in this program. And 4 basic: feasting and fasting. Fasting is very important. Once in 10 days, if you can do 1 day fasting or half a day fasting, that will give tremendous benefit. Second, very important is what you are eating is very important. Second, very important is how much you are able to concentrate on journaling. There are many methods of journaling. What I mentioned, the shuffle method, shuffle journal method is very easy. I'll send you the note about it. Third is a visualization technique. Pleasant things of your life you can visualize. 15 minutes ideally better once a week. And the last but not the least, yoga. Especially the sun salutation, neck exercise, and also namas position or Bhajrasana. These are tremendously beneficial for improving the immune system. Thank you very much, Faisal, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much, all of you. Bye.
All right, so what we'll do is, thank you very much, Doctor. Just for everyone who's still there, we'll be sending for the next 6 weeks various videos to support all the different things that Dr. D shared with us. And so interestingly enough, next Tuesday, we have Dr. Mikra Hamilton and Dr. Daniel Stickler coming in to discuss the limitless possibilities of the new era of human capacity. So this is going to take, not from immunity, but take the game to the next level. And obviously shifting gears tomorrow, we have Philip Marcovici discussing how we can use this time together while we cocoon to communicate about family wealth. So those of you who want to stay around, I don't mind, we normally don't do this, but to answer some of the questions left, Doctor, if you don't mind, I will read the questions to you, and then if you can go ahead.
Yep. Happy to.
So one of them is that if I have a digestive problem and want to reset my body, and I'm not necessarily very, very strict in terms of Ramadan, would you recommend doing a dry fasting or having water or lemon water during the fast? What do you recommend?
Very important question.
And also turmeric water.
Coconut water. Okay, okay. See, ideally speaking, medically speaking, especially who had the history of digestive issues or other problems, I do not, medically, not religious fasting, I mean medical fasting, I do not advise dry fast. So I would suggest lemon water, 3 suggestions: coconut water diluted, you can have it, or lemon water, just water in that, squeeze some lemon, lime, it is okay. And third would be honey water is also good if you don't mind the sugar in it, but not too much of honey, 1 or 2 spoons of honey, because especially people with the ulcerative colitis or history of ulcers, honey water helps in healing the wounds of the digestive system. So, or lemon juice with some honey, like let's say 1 liter of water, 1 full lime or lemon you can squeeze into it, 1 spoon of honey mixed with that. Even if you want to add some garnish with some mint leaf to that, very good for you. So throughout the day, keep sipping it. Ideally, that's best compared to the dry fast. Of course, religious fasting, when you're doing it, stick to those rules.
Somebody's asking about cucumber juice. Is that good for dehydration?
Cucumber juice. Practically what I have faced is normally eating the cucumber is good, but cucumber juice, when you make it, grind the cucumber with some water, grind it thoroughly, and then filter it. Don't have it with that sludge. Filter it. That water is very effective with a pinch of salt and pinch of brown sugar mixed to that. Somehow, the cucumber is very effective, especially rehydrating, the cellular rehydration, but it doesn't work without that pinch of mountain salt, Himalayan salt, or brown salt, or dark salt, or even the plain salt. A pinch of salt and pinch of brown sugar mixed to that, the absorption level is much better. But don't eat the sludge. Filter it and use that water. Yes, it is.
And 2 questions. One is on zinc, especially for vegans, and on vitamin E. Can you share your perspectives on both of those?
Vegans. As per the Indian medicine, veganism is not accepted. It is against the concept of Ayurvedic principles. Vegan method is not accepted. And so I'm not against the veganism. I'm just telling about the Indian system of medicine is not accepted. So because central nervous system in our body requires certain amount of animal fat. That is the reason Indian vegetarians also have the ghee, even if they don't have anything else, clarified butter they have. So the vitamin E as a supplement or zinc as a supplement, vegan concept, you need a lot of supplements, quite a few amount of supplement. Better to do some testing which is lagging in your system and then supplement it based on the suggestions of the nutritionists, or in Qineticare they have a good number of people who can suggest supplements that is better. But do a test which is lacking, you see, that you supplement it. It would be better. But vegetarianism, it's entirely different. Veganism, vegan practices, it requires supplements.
All right, doctor. I think we'll call it a day. Thank you very much for the generosity of your time. Thank you, everybody, those who are still around, and hope to see you soon. And at the same time, remember, we will send you 6 weeks of information along with email IDs for Dr. D and myself so that we can continue this conversation as we move forward. All right. Thank you very much. See you all tomorrow.